and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick, and today we have some fun tips and classes for summer success for parents. My guests are from Healthy Family, Alvean Lyons and Chenequa Hayden. Welcome.
Thank you.
There's programs all year round for parenting, but summer you're going to approach things a little differently maybe. What, we want enrichment, we want fun, we want to take it a little easier, but not just coast through the whole summer, right?
Because we don't want to waste it.
Exactly. So what we like to do for the summer is provide a variety of programming that are on topics that we may not actually get to during the regular year. But we also want to make sure that we're giving it to the participants in a way in which they're able to have time to spend with their family, because in the summer we really want to push family time, family nurturing time. So the programmings may not be as long, but still have great information. And so we don't want parents to think that, well, I can't get this done because this program is 12 weeks long.
Yeah,
we want to have
vacation or in and out or whatever.
Yes. So what we have done is we have various topics, but the programs are running like 2 weeks long. So
we're having a great idea.
So they're like hot topics. Hot topics. Yeah, where for 2 weeks you come and an example would be positive discipline for children birth to one. Well, for 2 weeks you can come on a Tuesday night and just get, 90-minute fix, 90 minutes worth of information that it's going to address certain behaviors or developmental things you might be running into with your child from birth to one. Then in a couple weeks, we'll run another program for some children 2 to 3, things of that nature.
It's like, summer school. Basically, like if you're in college, summer, a regular course lasts a whole semester, and you can kind of cram in that version, intensive but fun, a little less pressure maybe.
Absolutely.
I like that idea.
Because it creates balance.
I want summer school.
Because Healthy Families is always interested in making sure that whatever it is that we are providing fits into the family's real life. The goal is not to create something for you that you're having to choose between spending time with your family and doing something educational with us. We want to make sure that those things work very, very well in terms of the synchronization between them. So during the summertime, we know that that's a very intense time. People are trying to get as much as they can get in. It's the only time where you don't have to worry about kids' homework every single day.
Well, that's what I was going to say. In some ways, for the working parent, it's no different than any other day, except you don't have that homework crunch.
Exactly. You don't have that, which gives you a chance to be able to use that time in a different kind of way. So instead of having to do the 2-hour fight with your kids, chase them around the house to get them to sit down and focus on their homework, you can take them to one of these great classes during the evenings and have a fantastic time where you're both developing. Because really, we design the program so that the entire family is able to benefit from it. It's not just leave your kids at home and come show up, but let us be a part of the whole collective growth.
So daycare can be a little bit of a challenge if people want to take a class or want to do something. But you guys allow us to bring our kid, right?
Yes, actually, we want you to bring your children. We actually want you to bring your children.
Really, nobody wants me to bring them.
We do. We want you to bring your children because we know that we're going to expose them to some of the different techniques and things you may be introducing to them at home. So if we introduce them to this at Healthy Families, then when you get home, it's not like a deer in headlight type thing.
Right.
What is
What
this?
are we
Oh my
doing?
goodness.
Right.
It makes more sense for us to introduce them to that there as well,
Absolutely.
so that they know that some changes may be starting to happen around the house.
That's good. And you do, even the little ones. So if I'm there with the little ones and I had 2 or 3 older ones, we get to bring them all. You guys
bring
are
them
all.
Infants, toddlers, school age, yes. And even with the
playrooms and
yes,
cool
we have
things
cool
for them to
playrooms
do.
and crafts and snack and yes, all of that, even in the evening time.
That is wonderful. And what time do your classes typically start? I know they vary a
typically
little.
start at 6 o'clock. Typically they start at 6. They go from 6 to 8. This is going to go from 6 to 7:30.
Okay.
And of course, we do dinner from 5:30 until 6.
I didn't realize that until I was reading your calendars and I was working on some of these promotions and I thought, it's like a spa day almost for parents. No, because really, you're rushing from work. You don't have to throw dinner on the table. You just have to gather everybody up and hand them to Healthy Families.
And hand them over to people.
And relax a little bit.
Take good care of them.
That is literally kind of how it happens.
I love
once we build that trusting connection and relationship with parents. And it's so cute to see the little ones literally when they get outside the building, they know where they're going. And they're excited because they love healthy families.
And that's fun. And then, that makes it a little easier to take a class because, okay, here I get back to this idea that people are reluctant to ask for help.
Right.
But
Right.
I'm thrilled to drive through and get, a crummy drive. I know I need help getting meals on the table.
Right.
That's not hard. But so you're helping me put you're helping me feed my family. You're helping me feed them emotionally and get things,
It's like a
back in
total
balance.
meal.
Yeah.
For your mind,
It's
body,
nourishment.
and your spirit.
Yes.
I mean, like it's a complete meal for the entire family. And we really encourage everybody to participate in the process. And summer is one of those times where it could be a great leap forward, depending upon how you use it, or parents can see exactly the opposite, where you find yourself really on that hamster wheel in the beginning, August, September time when school starts, and we just can't quite get our groove together. And before you know it, you've already done your first 9 weeks. It's reflected in your children's academics. You're pulling your hair out because you just can't seem to get that structure that you need. But it's the thing that happens to all of us parents depending upon how we use our summers. So Healthy Families works hard to make sure that we are providing something that is fantastic during the summertime, that is really going to be an awesome foundation as you start that school year again. So as long as you have school-aged kids, there are some fantastic ways in which you can see this benefit the whole family in lots of different ways.
Well, it is true, and that's one of the things that the American education system has been sometimes criticized for is this old agrarian model of 9 months of school and a break to work on the farm, which none of us really have anymore.
Right.
And so, but the break is good. I mean, I think Americans have resisted changing that system because we all want a break. So we have to figure out how do we get a break from the big routine and not necessarily break everything down. And so that's part of what you guys do. It's just a little bit of a recharge, reboot, but not quite the academic structure of the rest of the year.
And this summer, we're very excited because we're actually going to be holding our very first Summer Stars playgroup. And the reason why this is exciting is because we offer playgroup 3 days a week for children under the age of 4. But often we run into parents who have children that are between the ages of 5 and 9. And once summer comes, they're no longer able to attend because they don't have anywhere to bring their 5 to 9-year-old.
Right.
Well, this year we're going to have a play group for 5 to 9-year-olds during that same time frame, so we're not losing those parents.
And that's the other thing. I mean, I tend to think of parents who work full-time because that was the mold I was in. But parents who are teachers or parents who stay home, holy cow, they need something to do with their kids that allows them to also talk to other grown-ups during the summer. I mean, that can be a very hard time for parents who stay home.
Oh, I totally understand. And being one, who had my kids just finally 13 now, but what that's like when you're trying to do something that's going to be beneficial to you, but you're trying to figure out how am I going to balance that relative to my responsibility to my child? Because when you're trying to do these things, camp is closed. So your evening time, you don't have someplace to do that. And then during the day, if you're a stay-at-home mom, what do you do then? Right. So it's that juggle that you're constantly trying to work on as a parent that we try our best at Healthy Families to not have you be in that situation. That we're trying to think of all things ahead of time. So there's nothing that prevents you from being able to participate in our summer success programs.
And having the kids interact so that they don't just spend all summer at home and lose all the socialization and the play skills and the fun that they have during the school year. It's a good thing.
I agree, 100%.
Okay, so Chenequa, what else have you got for us? What else are you guys doing this summer? And I know you can't mention every program.
Every program, exactly. But I talked about the playgroup, and then we're also going to be running 1, 2, 3 Magic, which is a program that we have a lot of parents that come take that have for children ages 2 to 12. If you're trying to get some assistance on stepping up your discipline, your ability to discipline your children in a positive way.
I think that is a hard thing for parents. I think, I could probably go through that a dozen times and learn something new each time. Because
definitely.
I think people kind of go from 0 to 90 without trying the speeds in between.
Right.
Yeah.
And if your kids are teenagers, you go to 0 to 90 much faster.
And it's worse.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
And it just becomes a very volatile situation altogether, which is one of the reasons that during the year we run Winning Without Fighting, which is fantastic for that because it is a power struggle sometimes between parents and kids. They're trying to assert their independence. We want them to be independent, but not in a way that is working against what we're trying to accomplish as a team.
Right,
So
right.
how do we make sure that we work together as a team without it having to be me as a dictator telling you what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, and I don't care how you feel about it, and all it does is create animosity between the parents and the children. So Winning Without Fighting really is about figuring out the most positive ways to navigate those tough spaces so that we're all better when it's all done.
That sounds fun.
Exactly. And then Winning Without Fighting also allows you to take a look at how you as a parent
Right.
handle certain situations
Right.
because a lot of times children will model what they
What
see.
we see, right.
Sometimes we have to take a true look at ourselves. And it's not
Absolutely.
always easy,
Right?
but it's necessary. It is necessary. So I think what we've done this summer, though, is that we've really lined up programming that parents, regardless of the age of their children, will be able to get something.
Right.
You know, we're not just zoning in on preschool or school age or adolescent. There is literally something for everyone, regardless of the age or the developmental level of their children. And that's what we really want people to see for this summer.
And for those who are familiar with the notion of Ready by 21, it's really the idea that from birth all the way to adulthood, we are doing everything we possibly can to ensure that we are putting out the best citizens we possibly can. Because whatever's happening inside of a family is what's going to happen inside of a community. And if we don't recognize that there's a direct correlation between those two spaces, then we're really failing to tap into our true potential as a community. And Healthy Families really focuses on strengthening the family as it recognizes the role that the family plays ultimately in our community.
Well, and I like the 21 too, because it also reminds you that you're still parenting, that it doesn't stop.
Right,
And I think at some point,
absolutely.
you don't feel like you need that recharge reboot, but you do. I mean,
It's true.
And then here's the cool thing: in the summer, you can kind of dip into these short courses and get over your fear and realize what a wonderful thing it is, and then maybe come back.
That is the goal, and that's what we hope will happen.
Absolutely.
That once you get this wonderful taste, that you're going to say, oh, this was so great. I definitely want seconds.
Absolutely.
I want more of this.
The other thing I don't think we've said is most of your programs are free.
Yes.
Once in a while, there's a fee, but by most of them really. So it's the free dinner, it's the free childcare, it's the free education. I mean,
Exactly.
it is,
So there's no reason not to come.
Right.
Exactly. Yes, it is. Most of our programs are free for Hampton residents.
Okay, so to register, to get more information, it's hampton.gov/YEF or hampton.gov/healthyfamilies. And
Yes.
Chenequa, you're going to give us the phone number?
727-1300, extension 0.
Okay. Well, thank you guys. Thank you. This is
Absolutely.
wonderful. I'm energized.
Summer
I want to
success.
come.
Success.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And I think, summer success is a great term. And if you think about it, if you've got a family, this is a good time to dip in, get a little reboot, and see what all these programs are about. I hope you'll take advantage of it this summer. Thanks for watching.